Hey guys, welcome back to Fairy's Tutorials. In the last episode we did on diet, we looked at the different types of diet and the ones that contributes to good health and well-being. But guess what? In today's video, we'll be taking it a little bit further. We'll be looking at diet-related health disorders. Stay tuned. Guys, let's dig in. So we're still looking at module 1, which has to do with diet and health, still under section 1, but in today's video we'll be zooming in on the diet related health problems. Now, in the previous video about diet, we looked at the different types of diet and also the ones that contributes to good health and well-being. But for today, we'll be looking at the diet related health problems. Let's go. So our main focus today will be exploring some terms that are associated with this topic, so for you to understand, to have a foundation as we go along, right? We'll also be looking at the causes of lifestyle diseases, tips for practicing a healthy lifestyle, and also exploring the types of lifestyle diseases. Good. Now, let us look at these terms. So we're looking at lifestyle, we're looking at healthy lifestyle, and also lifestyle diseases. Now, are you able to give a definition for these terms? Lifestyle. Your life and your style. Talk about habits, we talk about practices, right? And also a healthy lifestyle and lifestyle diseases. Let us look what they are. Now, lifestyle, the term lifestyle refers to the way in which a person lives. Good. Healthy lifestyle refers to one where an individual eats a balanced diet, gets regular exercise, avoids smoking and drugs, and also gets adequate rest and relaxation. Good. Now let us look at lifestyle diseases. What are lifestyle diseases? One thing of diseases, illness may come to mind, right? Good. So lifestyle diseases are illnesses that are mainly based on the day-to-day practices or habits of people. So your health is in your hands, right? Let us see. Now, we're going to look at the different causes of lifestyle diseases. But before we dwell in the different causes, it is important to know that there are two factors. Good. We have controllable factors and we have uncontrollable factors when it comes on to causes of lifestyle diseases. Now guys, let us look at these pictures or images that are here. Good. So in the first picture, you can see a young man sitting on the couch, right? He's having some snack. He's having this look like a 2-liter soda, right? He's having some soda. He's lying down. He's on his laptop. You know when you're having a lazy day, right? And he has his video game, and don't forget this can of Red Bull that seems to be right here. The second image also have a young man sitting, seems as if he's in front of a TV, right? And here he has a pizza, he has a can of soda, he has a burger, it looks like a double whopper. Can you see two layers of patty inside of that burger, right? And he has cans of soda here, and he's sitting down and he looks so full, but yet he's still eating. Now, do you think based on this lifestyle or this habit or these practices, what do you think can happen to this person? Do you see any physical thing that is happening to them? Alright, let us explore the controllable and uncontrollable factors that causes lifestyle diseases. Now, controllable factors. So we have unhealthy food, as was seen in the previous pictures. So unhealthy food such as fast food, junk food, chips, potato chips, all those quick snacks, those have a lot of trans fat in them, and therefore trans fat are unhealthy fats, right? So a little fat is good, you know, guys, but there are good fat and bad fat. So based on the type of food that persons eat, they eat a lot of fatty food, they eat a lot of food that has probably deep fried foods that has a lot of fat in there. Now, a sedentary lifestyle is one where someone does engage in little or no activity. And based on what we're seeing here, there's also another man sitting on the couch watching the TV. He has his food in his hands and he's lying down, right? So he's consuming, but he's not expending. So he's consuming, but he's not exercising to release those calories. Good. And that, of course, will lead to obesity. How to control obesity? Exercise, and monitor the calories that is taken, and also to consume a balanced diet. Also important to note, someone who is sleep deprived, you're not getting as much rest, right? You're up, you're working, you find little or no time to rest or for relaxation. That can cause you to let certain things in your body start to malfunction, such as your insulin. Your insulin can malfunction, and when your insulin starts to malfunction, what disease can you get? We'll find out later in this presentation. Also, mental stress. It is very important for you to monitor your home activities, your work activities, your extracurricular activities. It is able for you to balance. Alright, and in order for you to balance mental stress, you have to relax, take a rest sometimes, unwind. Good. Also, smoking can also be something that you can control that can prevent you from having lifestyle diseases. Now, let us explore the uncontrollable factors. So uncontrollable means that things that you have no control of, right? So we have heredity. Good. So heredity means that it is something that you may inherit from your parents or your grandparents. So you may say you have a family history of this particular disease. Now, your gender. So you may find that males and females get certain different types of diseases based on their sex. We also speak of ethnic factors, certain medicines that persons will have to take, and also their health conditions. These are factors that cannot be controlled, that can cause lifestyle diseases, or we may say diet-related diseases. So that is why it is very important for you to take control of the ones that you can actually control. Good. Now let us look at practicing a healthy lifestyle. We have 3 images here that basically capture the essence of what a healthy lifestyle should look like. You should be exercising, you should be consuming a balanced meal, and also, most importantly, you should get adequate rest. Good? Alright. Now, let us look at them in more details. So when we speak of a diet or proper nutrition, one should adopt healthy eating patterns, consume fewer calories, and be physically active, right? So calories consumed versus calories expended. There should be a balance on the scale, because if there's not a balance and you're just consuming a lot of calories and not expending or engaging in physical activity, then you can have another lifestyle disease, right? And one lifestyle disease will lead to the next. But as we go further, you will get a picture or understanding of what I am referring to. Good. Right. And we'll also speak of physical activity is very important. Good. Next on the list, relaxation. It's just good to take a time to relax, unwind, listen to some music, sleep, close your eyes, and just imagine some place that you want to be for some time, because relaxation It may be undermined, but I'm telling you, it can be a cause of certain lifestyle disease, because when you start to stress, there are a lot of diseases that can happen to your body. Good. Now let us look at addiction management. So we speak of smoking, alcohol, believe it or not, food, because some persons are addicted to food, because even though they're not hungry, they may want to consume. They have the urge to consume and just to consume, right? All of these can cause you to have certain lifestyle disease, and all of those are things that you have control of, right? Now, after learning all about this, let us look at the different types of lifestyle diseases. Now, coming up is a rearranging activity. Let me see, these words are scrambled. So the first one there, can you identify what it is? Good. And then we have another one, and we have them coming. Awesome. Now, let me give you a few seconds just to visualize and take a picture of these terms and tell me now and think if you're able to say what these illnesses or these diseases are. Okay, let us move on. So, overview of diet-related health problems. We also call these problems lifestyle diseases. Good. So, diet-related health problems refers to the negative conditions, issues that may result due to, yes guys, believe it or not, unhealthy eating habits and practices. Let's go again. Diet-related health problems refers to the negative conditions, issues that may result due to unhealthy eating habits or practices. So you are in charge. Good. And we put may result from because we have some factors that we cannot control. So we have the uncontrollable factors such as heredity, family history, right? Certain medications that you may have to take, or just your ethnic background. Good. But the things that you control, we need to get a hold of those things. What you eat, how you exercise, are you active? Good. Now let us zoom in on these types of lifestyle diseases. There are other types, but these are the ones that we will focus on in today's session. So we have overweight and obesity, we have iron deficiency anemia, diabetes mellitus, hypertension, dental caries, eating disorders, heart disease, or we may say cardiovascular diseases, and also stroke. Let's get into it. So the first one we're looking at is overweight and obesity. Now, overweight and obesity may be defined as the condition in which excess body fat has accumulated to the extent that it may have a negative effect on health, leading to reduced life expectancy and or increased health problems. Now guys, let us look at some of the key terms that are mentioned here. So we say obesity is defined as the condition in which excess body fat, good, important to note, has accumulated to the extent it has a negative effect on health. And guess what it does? It leads to reduced life expectancy, and you have increased health problems. Good. So obesity is something that you can control, because guess what? What is the fundamental cause of obesity? The fundamental cause of obesity is the calorie consumed versus the calorie expended. So if you're consuming all these calories and you're not exercising, then you become obese. Good? Right. So, and when you become obese, then it reduces life expectancy. So persons may not live as long, as well as they have other lifestyle diseases that is happening to them because of obesity. Good. And as we go further, you will see how we link obesity to different types of lifestyle diseases. All right, let us go. So the next one that we're looking at is diabetes mellitus. And based on these diagrams that we have on this side, could you coin a definition or get an idea of the description of diabetes? It is properly called what? Yes, the same one that persons call sugar. Good. So diabetes mellitus is a chronic disease caused by inherited, what factor is this? Is this controlled or uncontrollable? Awesome. Uncontrollable. So it may be inherited, or you may have an acquired deficiency in the production of insulin by the pancreas, or even if the pancreas is producing the hormone insulin, it is ineffective. Good. So persons, therefore, the blood sugar or the glucose is not able, the insulin is ineffective, or it's not producing. So the insulin starts to malfunction, and then therefore there's nothing to break down the sugar. So if you're consuming a lot of sugary foods and you put your body under pressure, you put the pancreas under pressure to produce insulin, then we are in big trouble, right? So it is very important for you proportion. Everything is good, guys. Everything is good. I'm not saying cut out sugar directly. Everything is good, but guess what? Proportion is key. That is why we place emphasis on balanced diet. Good. Let us move on. So the next disease that we're looking at is iron deficiency anemia. Anemia occurs when there is inadequate amount of red blood cells in your blood. Good. And based on the images on this side, see we have an image there and another one there. Now, based on these, which one of these images look like they have a small amount of red blood cells? Awesome. This one over here. Good. Now, iron deficiency anemia is the most common type of anemia. And we say it's the most common type because there are different types of anemias. But we're looking at iron deficiency anemia because that's the one that you need to focus on in this syllabus, right? So as the name suggests, iron deficiency, it's when the body doesn't have enough of the mineral iron. So what can you do? How can you control this? You can consume foods that are rich in iron, and also along with vitamin C, because it is very important. Not only should you consume iron rich foods, it is very important for you to understand how these nutrients work. So iron and vitamin C works well together, right? They help to absorb each other. So when you consume your breakfast, your lunch, or your dinner, whatever meal of the day it is, and it is rich in iron, it is of utmost importance that you consume like a beverage that is rich in vitamin C, just to aid in the absorption. Because mark you can be there having a nice meal that is rich in iron, but yet you're having a particular tea or a particular beverage that has some substance in it that prevents or inhibits the absorption of the iron. As well as some person's body just cannot use the iron that they're consuming. So you may find that persons may have to take supplements. Awesome. Now, the next disease that we'll be looking at is hypertension. Another name for hypertension is what? Awesome. High blood pressure. But remember, everyone has blood pressure, but we have a problem when it goes too high or too low. We're going to look at hypertension. So this is when a person's pressure raises beyond certain acceptable levels and remains constantly high. So when the blood pressure raises and is constantly high, then the person has an illness that is called hypertension. Now, based on the diagram that is here, you can take note of the different ranges of blood pressure. So we have what is low, we have ideal, we have pre-high blood pressure, as is highlighted in yellow there, and we also have high blood pressure, red zone. Good, gone in the red zone. So you can take a note. So ideal blood pressure would be for, let's just look at the ideal. So anywhere between 90 to 190 over 60 to 80. So you can look at the chart there and look at the readings. So the top reading we call it systolic, and the bottom reading we call it the diastolic. Good. Now let us move on. So the next one we are looking at is cardiovascular diseases. So generally these refers to conditions that involve narrowed or blocked blood vessels that can lead to heart attack, chest pain, which is angina, or stroke, right? So cardiovascular diseases is a condition where the blood vessels are narrowed or they're completely blocked. So when the blood vessels are narrowed, what is the purpose of the blood vessel? For the adequate flow of blood. But when the blood vessels are narrowed, then the blood has to force its way through. Therefore, persons become hypertensive, good, and they may have other damages to their body or different organs because enough oxygenated blood is not flowing through. Okay. Now, the scientific name for 2PK is dental caries. It is caused by specific types of bacteria. Now, they produce acid that destroys the tooth enamel and the layer under it, which is the dentine. So you have to be very careful, guys. It is important for you to brush and floss as much as possible. Probably three times a day is recommended, and we also change our toothbrush every month or every 2 months, depending on the type of toothbrush, and you visit the dentist to get a cleaning every 6 months, right? And we floss every time we brush our teeth, and we floss every time we brush our teeth, and we also use our mouthwash. Awesome. So it's very important that we take care of our mouth. Next, we're going to look at eating disorders. Now, there are two types, which is anorexia nervosa and bulimia, right? Now, what are eating disorders? Eating disorders may be defined as severe conditions related to persistent eating behaviors that negatively impact your health, emotions, and the ability to function in important areas of life. Good. And you may find out that so many persons struggle with these types of disorders, especially teenagers, models, persons who are stressed, persons who have a great fear of becoming fat, right? Now let's just look at the different types in detail. So as we said before, we have anorexia nervosa. Now anorexia nervosa is when the persons refuse to eat as much calories to sustain their body. So they may have less than 300 calories a day. So do you know that probably just 2 snacks can give you, or just a beverage based on the type, can give you 300 calories? So these persons eat little or nothing to sustain their body. Good. And on the other hand, even though they're slim, they always think that whenever they look in the mirror, they see someone fat. Now, bulimia now refers to persons who eat. Sometimes they hide and eat, but guess what? They force themselves to take laxative, or they put their fingers down their throat and force themselves to throw up. Yes, guys. So it is very important. This is something that affects persons mentally. It is a serious illness, but guess what? With counseling, these persons can get back on track and have control of their lives. Now, let us look at stroke. We mentioned stroke a little bit when we were speaking of cardiovascular diseases, right? So a stroke occurs when the blood supply to part of your brain is interrupted or reduced, preventing brain tissue from getting oxygen and nutrients. Now, based on the part of your brain that is affected, remember that our brain is responsible for everything that we do. Even for me to move my hand, for me to talk, a message has to go to the brain for certain areas to move. Now, based on the part of the brain that is damaged by a stroke, you may find that persons may become ill. Their body parts start malfunctioning in one area, not moving. Certain part of the brain that is damaged, that is responsible for moving the leg or moving the mouth or talking. So you may find that persons are affected after having a stroke. Now, you are in charge of these things. These things are diet-related disorders or lifestyle diseases. And even though they are uncontrollable factors, they are also controllable factors which you can take responsibility of, right? Also, you have made it to the end of the video. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. Thank you for watching.